Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 35 of my Factorio Space Age Guide. So in the last episode, we set up some lower density structure, and we kind of expanded some of the mining operations to kind of beef up our copper. And some of you might be wondering, like, why did I drag it from here, like, all the way around the back? Like, I could have just brought it straight in through here. Same with this one. I could have just brought it, I don't know, somewhere else. So the reason why I'm doing this is because at some point we will get into trains, eventually. And when we do, we are eventually going to have some type of train depot on this side that will then feed into the bus lines. And I just want to be ready for that. And all of these lines will eventually disappear, these lines here, and will be replaced with train stations that will collect from these patches. Well, maybe not these patches, but patches in general, and bring in material somewhere over here. In theory, I would have most of this clear of material, but that is not likely to happen before we get to trains. So whatever, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I also could have decided that I could have set it up in a way that maybe I brought the train depots in here somewhere and then exported onto the bus from this side, but I don't know. Like, I probably could have done that because a lot of the belts will just be, there won't be any splitting needed. They will just directly feed into whatever section they need. And you know what? There's maybe a chance that I might still do that. We will see. So as I was browsing, so I believe I had mentioned in one of my kind of touch-up videos some issues that I had with putting the red circuits, like dealing with the red circuits, and I don't know, maybe it was a comment. I don't remember for sure, but I was looking at it and I was like, okay, well, we did the math wrong, kind of. So I have 72 of these red circuit assemblers, and we only need 60. We can only we only have enough uh, green circuits and plastic coming down the line to feed 60 of these. So we're just gonna cut off the top, and that will go bye-bye. We might actually need to put power poles down here, but okay, that's good enough. I feel like there was something else. I don't remember. Anyways, we are going to continue on. So we can also make the power armor, which is nice. So we're gonna add, and oh my goodness, I keep it's every time I end an episode, it's like it drives me crazy. I completely forgot to get bots, so I'm just gonna request in like 50 bots. Sure. And that way I can have some personal bots to go with these personal roboports that are doing absolutely nothing because I am not doing anything with them. I mean, they're barely useful at this point. Anyways, this episode, geez, 4 minutes in, and just now getting around to what we're doing. So we're going to be making some rocket fuel. I wanted to touch on some of the little issues here and there. Bots looks like they still have lots of things to do. About half of them are out doing stuff, so that's good. Building and collecting and, you know, doing bot things. Oh, looks like we're about to get a few more to come do some stuff here. Well, not that many. Anyways, so we need some rocket fuel. So the blue circuits are crafting 0.07 per second, and there's 24 of them. These are crafting 0.05 per second, and there's 24 of them. So the LDS here will not be meeting the capacity of the blue circuits, and that's totally fine. All that means is when we get into the research that lets us here, that lets us have productivity on these items. We'll just focus more on the LDS. And you will see that we will end up doing the same thing with rocket fuel, because rocket fuel is going to have a very similar kind of structure. Let's just, I'm going to do this in map view. I just want to, I don't know how far down I need to go, but we're just going to extend this down. Yeah, right. There's no way nope. That's what I thought. Just extend that down to match the opposite side. And look at all that. All of this is going to be filled in by bots. And some that will not be filled in just yet. But that'll help get rid of some of the stone that we've got. Not really. That's hardly going to make a dent in that 2.5 million. Anyways, so what do we need? Well, thankfully we don't need much, but we are going to look at what we need anyways. So we need rocket fuel. Rocket fuel is made in the assembler. And rocket fuel needs solid fuel and light oil. So we are going to need to drag some light oil down here. Probably going to have some pipeline extent. That's fine. We can deal with that. And then solid fuel is made in one of many different ways. So you can make it with heavy oil, you can make it with light oil, and you can make it with petroleum gas. So chances are, when you start looking at what's going on over here, heavy oil should always be your lowest. There's almost no situation in which these will ever fill up, and if that happens, then I don't know, something wrong has happened. Something has gone wrong. Let's just put it that way. Lubricant, it's fine if this is full, because the more full this is, the less full the heavy oil is, and the more that this heavy oil starts translating into light oil. So light oil will be up there as well. Generally, petroleum gas is the thing that you are moving the most of, because it's needed in plastic, and plastic is just constantly going. It's needed in sulfur. It's needed in, oh, I can't even think of what else off the top of my head, but we are going to be using it for, oh, okay, that's it. We're going to be using it for solid fuel. And the reason why is because even though it's kind of cheaper to make it with light oil, as this is producing 55 petroleum gas and 45 light oil, and it takes 10 light oil to craft a single solid fuel, and 20 petroleum gas. So it's, I guess, per advanced oil processing, it's more expensive to use petroleum gas, but we, because everything converts down from heavy oil to light oil and light oil to petroleum gas, it's just better to get that, to use it with petroleum gas, because we are inevitably going to be working all of these towards that anyways. So I actually have tested it. My last guide, I kind of tested it with light oil solid fuel, and it did not even come close to working out. So yes, petroleum gas. And that's the two main things that we need. So we're going to make 24 of these to match the LDS output. So the LDS output, like I said earlier, was 0.05. The rocket fuel is also 0.05. So we have 24 assemblers here. So we're going to have 24 rocket fuel. And this needs 0.5 solid fuel per second. And the solid fuel creates 1 per second. So we need half as many chemical plants as we need assemblers making rocket fuel. So if we need 24 of these, then we're going to have 12 of these. Thankfully, that kind of matches up this like little, I mean, that's the beauty of like this amount of space, is we've mostly been using 6 wide items, but you can have 5 wide, you can have, we have 8 wide here. There's maybe a world where we could fit 9 in, but you're gonna have to do some crazy belt magic for that. And that looks small, was that right? Yeah, 60. Okay, so this is kind of maximum red circuit production, and as you can see, it's a little behind, so we might end up doubling up on that, which is fine, because we've recently doubled up on the green circuits, which are doing nothing. Oh, I still gotta fix this. Oh, so much little stuff to do. Okay, well, while I'm dealing around with this, I might as well drag some of the things we need down this way. If I can... should have just scrolled out. Sure. And petroleum gas, where did that one go? Petroleum gas is here. Oh, this is not going to line up. There's something that's going to get in the way. It worked. It worked out. Alright, we're good. Okay, so we still want to kind of line this up with this stuff. So this is kind of like our top... well, let's just get some more of this in. That is not what I wanted to do. And that's going to line up with these roboports. Something like that. Okay, so we kind of need... we need a liquid coming in. We kind of know how we've been managing the liquids. I think... so I'm going to have 5 of these. I'm going to cut this. Bots can come get rid of that. I think that the way that we're going to handle this is I'm going to line... excuse me. I'm going to line these up here. Allergy season is on the way. I'm not looking forward to it. 2, 3. So we're just going to bring the fuel in. The liquid in here, I think. I feel like we've had something similar to this before. Did we not? Like, what else? What else did we do? Oh, there it is. Pipeline extent. Well, that's one. I don't remember what else we did this with. No, wasn't this. Not quite this, because these are assemblers. Okay, whatever. It's fine. You know what? Let's just say we didn't do it with any of the things. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do it, and we need to leave room for something to come in. So we need, let's say, petroleum gas is gonna come out this way and connect within each other. I don't know which direction it's going to come in, but all those are connected, so that is good. And then our solid fuel, it'll just come out of the middle. Not close enough. Something like this. I do not need that tail. And it will be kind of our... that. It will come out here. And then we can split off from that for our light oil. So I think the petroleum gas... like I said in some of the other videos, I don't think that we're ever going to expand these. We will just hold on to what we have until we can start upgrading them. But just in case, we do want to make sure that we leave room for this to run through, which means that I'm probably going to put light oil on this side. They both hit the pipeline extent. That's fine. Okay, so if this is our build, so we need to give these power. That works. And then we need our actual rocket fuel. So let's... these are going to be 6 wide. And this one we kind of do know what we're going to do. We're going to do this little like H thing. So if we do that, I will need to leave room. I think they were separated by 3 tiles, yes. And then we need to leave room for light oil to come in, and it will come in through like the back. So these will be connected like this. And they will need room, and we still need to leave space for a belt, so it will need to come out to here, right? Yep. So that a belt can come through. And then it will need to be able to connect out. We're definitely gonna assume that it's coming out from this direction. So I don't know. Let's say something like that. And then it will need to continue on. Make sure I'm actually copying this and not pasting this. And I don't know how we're going to end up doing the... Actually, these are on the wrong side. The export will be the under... Oh, no! Ghost. I'm so bad at this. Alright, now they're solid. It'll be fine. Okay, so those will export there. These will export here. And we need inserters to feed out the rocket fuel. Reach all of them from here? I believe so. Okay, so now we just need to bring in some solid fuel. I probably could have had this back some more, but you know what, it's fine. I thought I was going to be bringing in liquid through here, but this is... We're perfectly okay. So this will be solid fuel, and each of these will just have its own little branch off. That was not even close to line up. Well, I mean, it was one off. Okay, so now we just need power. I guess we can follow along with what this one was doing and just do our little thing here. And is that going to cover everything? I believe so. Yeah, we'll just match it. Okay, the bot can fill in the rest. We need to deal with the pipeline extent. We are 18 minutes in. Pipeline extent for both of these. What is it? 506 and 503. So we need to go a pretty decent ways back. You know what? We've already got power coming in through here, so let's just assume that... actually, that's a bad idea. Let's not assume. Let's make sure that we know. So I want the power to... Or sorry, the pump to kind of start on this side of where it's incoming, because I don't want it to be coming down through here, the pump, push it this way, and then... excess petroleum gas not be allowed to go in the opposite direction. So tag, this one is it. I think we might just do something like this. As funky as that looks, it'll maybe help evenly distribute the gas, and then we can do the same thing here. I'm just going to make this line up with the pumps. How about that? And then this can come down and not connect to what we needed to. I don't even think that's going to reach. Ah, it reached. Perfect. So this one will be working the most. This is good. Okay. Let's see what that did to our dock. Where did that go? Okay, not bad. So there's a couple of other things we need to do on top of just what we've done here with the rocket fuel. We need to connect some things to the bus. We need to add some LDS to... I kind of only want to copy maybe this part here. Let's get the baby block. Control V. Okay, so then that'll be our LDS for the main line. Now the thing is I didn't really think about or pay attention to what yellow science would need. But once we get there, it will need... So we're going to need 15 yellow science. Maybe I did cover this. I don't know. It's been way too long. We need 15 assemblers making yellow science, which means we need 0.1 LDS per second per machine. So this is 24. It's not quite enough to fill out a full science build. And 30 is the max that we can do right now because we need 1 copper per second per machine. And that's 1 copper. That's a full belt of copper coming in and just draining right into LDS. The other two, not a big deal. They will be crafted out as they are. And that's also why we beefed up the copper and now have 6 lanes of it coming through is largely because of the LDS here and the LDS over here. These will not quite be consuming a full belt worth, but these most certainly will because we are going to need to add on to this. So we're just going to copy this top section here and it should just line right up. I'm just going to shift this in because obviously this is not going to line up with it, but everything else should be fine. This is going to give coverage to all of them. Yeah, and then we can just export it out. Like this. Nope, not like that. Okay, and then we are good to go. So we're gonna, like I said, I don't know, a couple of videos ago, we're actually gonna merge. I think I'm a little iffy on actually doing this because we will need more of this than half a belt can handle. But I don't know. Maybe I'll wait and decide later because we are gonna need basically everything that these can consume will go into yellow science. Sorry, not quite for this one. Or yeah, pretty much for this one. Yeah, it might actually be better to bring in full belts. So if that was the case, then our blue line is going to end up here, and our LDS is, I want to say this line here. No, that is not going to work. Why is that? Wait a minute. What did I do here? Oh, I see. Oh, I don't see? I just... Okay, never mind. We're we're good. Whew, all right. So, moving right along, we need to set up the connections for this. Now that we have our pipeline extent corrected. This is not quite gonna make it, but that's okay. And actually, we can just delete these because we are not bringing a petroleum gas any farther back than this. Where is the... We'll just do this at like max. Oh, well, up until this point. And then we will follow our kind of guidelines there. Okay, and that should be rocket fuel complete. All right, is there anything else that we should be working on? I definitely want to get these soon-ish. We haven't gotten to yellow science yet. Just yet. There's some toys that we will end up playing around with. We're gonna need lasers too. Where's laser? Let's get rid of all of course, that didn't. Lasers, uranium, we're gonna have to, not have to, but we're gonna play around with that soon. Automation 3. So I don't like upgrading to automation 3 until I have all or most of my builds down with automation 2 with the blue assemblers. And the reason why is because I largely, instead of using some like calculator website or calculator mod, I use scrolling over and looking on the right hand side to kind of do the math on the certain things. And then especially whenever it comes to sciences, like I want these to be at the assembler 2 level, be creating as like pretty close to 1.5 science per second. So this is 1.5 per second. This is 1.44 per second. This was 1.5 per second. This was 1.44 per second, 1.5. This will be 1.5. So the blue science and the green science are the only ones that are just slightly under 1.5 per second. So instead of trying to like calculate the math or look back and go, okay, well, we did 1.5 per second for this. What is it with green assemblers, the rank 3 assemblers? I would just rather have all of these be the same beforehand. You can use like there are mods, like there's a mod that I used to use. I used it for Factorio, rate calculator. You can use that. There's a couple of different websites that you can use, like Factorio. Oh man, what was it called? I don't even remember now at this point. The heck is going on here? Anyways, we need to, now that we are producing all of the components, we need to get things set up in a way that we can start crafting rocket silos. So we need electric motors, which are here. We need, do we need blue circuits? Oh, I might have to get the blue circuits first. Yep, I kind of feel like we need, yeah, I think we need blue circuits. Okay, so the steel is coming through here. Oh, look at that. Oh, how nice. Wow. The past auto doing future auto some favors. Look at that. I set that up perfectly. I don't even have to do anything. I just got to drag this over and attach it. You know, no, attach it properly. Ugh. All right. Let's. Oh, geez. Okay. You know what? I don't want to really fiddle with this too much. Let's just, yeah, bump that right in there. A full belt and all. No undergrounds. Let's go. Let's see what else we needed for a rocket. For rocket, we need, the blue insert, or the blue, circuits. Okay, so I'm gonna remote view connect these guys. We need to branch off. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. These will need to continue on. Wrong way. And this is going to priority right. But I also need to do another. How did I set that up over here? Oh, it was crazy over here. That's why. Yeah, all this like weird funky stuff that doesn't even matter because it's not really. The only reason why these are full is because it's backed up. So yeah, I still have to figure out something to do here. But that doesn't mean that these can't continue down. What? What? Nope, that was right. Look at, I've already got the underground set up and everything. Well, most of them anyways. Alright, bots, get to work. Oh boy, I'm not gonna worry about that just yet. I need these to be coming in. So we need red circuits, which are practically non-existent at this point, which means that I should probably double this up soon. This way, right? Yes. Thanks, bot buddies. You're the best. Okay, so how did I manage the red and the green? I did all the funky stuff up here, and I did it in the lane with the fluids. I could probably still do that. So what if I... we're not going to do that. This is eventually going to be... Actually, I don't even think we need... I don't even think we need all these copper belts to come by to come down at this far. Same with the iron, because we are basically like... We only need one more belt in here, and I think that's all the copper that we need. That will be the like final belt. So most of these can go bye-bye, which means we have lots of space. We have lots of room for activities. So if this is turning off here, there's not really much that I can do that's not gonna... We need to priority all of these. To the left. And then whatever I do for green is gonna have to do whatever funkiness back here. And then red is gonna have to figure its way onto this side. What was red? This was red. What I don't want to do is have a situation where... Okay, so if I did the same thing that I did with this, then that's going to look something like... But that puts it on that side. I want it to come out and... This is also not going to work. Jeez. Okay. Okay, so red is going to be on the left side, so I need to figure out a way to get green on the right side, which means that this is probably unnecessary. And this... Let's say we do something like that. And that will allow me to figure out... That will get this in here. Oh boy, does that even work? I don't think it does. It does. It almost worked. Wow, do I really want to? I think I do. I really do. Yep, we're doing it. Funkiness galore. Okay, that goes. Okay, let me just do this out in my head. This is compression. This is early compression. I need late compression. But this still needs to be here. Okay, this belt comes through here, goes under. It goes through here and then is allowed to continue on. This one passes underneath this one and then passes underneath this one. So this is, okay, this is not going to work because this is not going to get fed at all. So I'm going to have to pull it from the second one because we would need to compress before. So I need for this one to be the second belt. And then this will carry on. Okay, I think we got there. So this splits and goes this way, and then carries on through here, gets compressed here. The second one goes over to here, splits here, carries on, and is allowed to come through and connect to red. This one passes through here, gets compressed. This one passes, well, just goes and then gets compressed. Okay, I think that did it. Now I just need the blue circuits to come onto the bus. You know what? Everybody else can work around the blue because blue is going to be hard enough to blue circuits are going to be hard enough to get down this line, I believe. Well, it's a good thing that someone kind of already started this for us. Alright, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. We do not need to go that far. Where do we need to go? We need to go here. Okay, so don't forget, we need to get LDS in here at some point, which can come in from the left to the right. So that means that the blue can just jump right into the line. LDS will come down through here at some point. This is going to jump over that. There we go. Blue circuits will just feed right into this. I guess we can go ahead and try to figure out what the LDS is going to look like. It's going to have to do something similar to what the motors did. Late game funky magic. No! Oh man. This is a problem. Maybe slight detour for the LDS. Oh my gosh. This is ugly. This is so bad. But that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, I don't need to worry about the LDS just yet, so I'm gonna deconstruction planer all of the trees here, get those out of the way. Okay, we are gonna end it there. Like I said, that should be good once the bots get everything going. We should have seen some blue circuits already. Oh, did I not actually set it up? Oh, I didn't even actually set it up. All right, red. I should have just gone down here. Why didn't the green go in though? That's why. And we needed some sulfuric acid. Oh, I don't know. Something like that. I honestly don't know why I'm so picky about it this far down. Okay, so that is going to be our blue circuits going onto the mall. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about the LDS just yet. We will deal with that when we get to more of the train stuff, or, wow, space stuff. Okay, so I am, it's 50, 40, 42 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to end it there. In the next episode, I believe we are going to possibly be putting down our first rocket. Maybe our first 4 rockets, because the bots are just going to be like, ah, hey, we have a rocket, let's go put it down. The efficiency modules are still very, very slowly working their way across the map. It is helping a little bit with power, believe it or not. It's helping a little bit with pollution, believe it or not. Yeah, this is another future problem. So we're going to need to get some of those efficiency modules over here. I'll probably mess around with these biters for a bit. Not long, so I probably won't even speed it up. We'll just go over there, check it out, make sure that we're not going to have any issues, and then come right back. Yeah, so we can do that while we're waiting for the rocket. How about that? Still no blue circuits. There they go. Okay. That is it for me for this episode. I will see you in the next one, and thanks for watching.